Here's a Reddit personal finance where OP is deciding between only two choices, which I think are both wrong. Let me tell you why, but let's start with the post itself. Hi all, posting this from an account not linked to my normal life because I'll be discussing my actual finances. I am posting here because I'm at a point where I feel stuck with how to make the most of my financial assets. For context, I am around 40 and only reached a financially stable point within the last 5 years. The numbers: yearly income, $250,000. Debt, 0. Monthly savings, approximately 8K. 401k, maxed out, 150K balance. IRA, maxed out, 72,000 balance. Mortgage $1,800 per month, paying $2,100 per month, 265K balance, to 0.6% interest, approximately 420K value. Education savings $150 month. Cash, 280K, 5% interest. The essence of this post is an emotional needs versus long-term strategy. One plan I've had is to invest in real estate, and where I live now was meant to be the catalyst. Because of its relatively low mortgage payment with an incredibly low rate, my partner and I want to move and want to live in a more desirable area. Likewise, I want to retire early. My goal is to satisfy both desires, but I don't know if that's possible. To this point, when my side hustles do well, I do what you see in the numbers. I max out for a 1K and IRA, and then put the rest in a high-yield savings account that generates 5% interest, which is beating all of my managed stock portfolios. Because of this, I have amassed a good bit of cash. To satisfy both goals of living in a better area and retiring early, I could do what I've always done: keep debt at 0 and stack cash savings. In this manner, I would sell my current house, take approximately 130K in cash from that sale, put it into the next house with another 200K. This would be a $300,000 down payment on a probably 600K house. But because of interest rates, my note would be higher than it is today. Likewise, I'd be cash poor relative to where I am now. Plus, I'd be missing out on the 5% compounding interest. However, I'd have an instant 300K in equity and I'd still be saving approximately $8,000 per month, and my 401k and IRA would still be maxed out. On the flip side, I could instead buy a couple of apartments and rent those out for approximately 36K in annual income, plus the value of the assets. In this scenario, I would do the same as above, but would have to put off moving for at least 2 more years. I feel, though, that in this scenario, I would be setting myself up for better long-term income generation. The bottom line is I want to retire early. I am probably 2 years away from focusing on a side hustle that would allow me to do something I love without having to work a traditional job. However, that would probably cost me my relationship, as my partner is very unhappy here. So, the question becomes, how can I still retire early while making sure my relationship stays sound? Retro Pencil replies simply, do you love yourself more or your partner more? This one is deep, but I don't think it is the analytical answer. We can do better. Bouncy Egg adds, is your partner a lifelong one? If so, then you probably need to think about resolving the how can I still retire early part of your thinking. If this is a lifelong partner, it's not an how can I retire early thing that you should be considering. Your goal should be, what are our financial goals? How can we best achieve our financial goals? You have to decide if you're going to commit yourself and create a plan with your life partner, or if you wish to continue to focus on I. Focusing on I will always lead you to a me versus someone else's happiness problem. I think neither answer gives a practical solution though, because I actually think OP is wrong. This is not an emotional decision. You can be very logical here. First off, I just want to say OP is a good financial shape, with no debt and maxed out tax-advantaged accounts, with over his net worth over $600,000. This is a very good position to be in, and they're well on the way to becoming a millionaire. The biggest concern OP has is the down payment needed to move to a new city, which would have a new mortgage at a higher interest rate. This problem can be resolved by renting, as long as the rent-to-purchase price ratio, known as capitalization rate, is higher in home city than new city. It is the right financial decision. It is like borrowing money at a lower interest rate than investing it for a higher rate. It is arbitrage. Even it is more expensive to rent in the new city, OP only has to pay for the difference. By not buying a home in the new city, we free up the liquidity and cash constraint. OP can now invest where they sees fit. With annual cost of rent, which the potential rental income of $36,000 can help offset, plus renting out the current primary residence, It was not clear in OP's post whether this 36,000 was gross rent or income net of expenses. But I will take their numbers at face value of net income after all expenses. Owning homes allows you to arbitrage where you live. Yes, you will have to pay a small difference based on the rents of the two cities, but essentially is net neutral. Ultimately, OP does not have to delay moving to continue investing in more real estate. By having property to start, OP has the freedom to move without sacrificing either investing or their relationship.